Howdy, partner. Mason back here with another video. And I just want to say that we have to start taking individual responsibility, right? So that's the premise of this video. What do you mean, Mason? We have to take individual responsibility. What I mean by that is that, well, it's pretty simple, right? But in the context of a society, of a nation, of humanity, of our species, of our community, if we could look beyond just our day-to-day life of go to work, come home, pay bills, hang out with family and friends, and then cycle repeat, we have a society we live in, and we have the responsibility on an individual level to do something about safeguarding our liberty and our rights in a society. Because if you don't protect those and defend those, then they're going to be taken away, you know. And that's what's happening, right? And a lot of people think that the next election, they're going to vote our way out of this. That we're just going to, like, what's his name? Nick Fuentes. And a lot of interestingly far-right people are disillusioned with this administration and what they're doing, and so they're kind of just flip-flopping to the other side and saying we're going to all vote Democrat in the midterms or in the next election. And it's like, that's not going to solve anything. It's not about getting the right guy in office. It's about taking individual responsibility for making sure this country stays the way it is. If we all came together and we marched to a certain city, let's just say, and we got past the irrelevant differences that we have to see that we have a common enemy in the position of power here, then we could easily change things. But we each have to say, okay, I'm going to commit myself to that action. So it starts on an individual level first. And that starts within, you know. A lot of us are deeply, like, perplexed, baffled, bamboozled at how corrupt it has got in the federal government. And, you know, I would just like to say that, yes, it is mind-blowing, but for a lot of us, we have been researching this stuff for many years, and we're seeing that it's just the same shit, different day, man. This has been going on for a long time, and a lot of you are just waking up to it, and that's good. We're happy, but like, this has been going on for like way longer than I've been alive, and probably longer than you've been alive. And it's just a cycle that keeps repeating itself. So the next cycle, the next election that comes, voting Democrat's not going to change anything, dude. Or voting Republican, like, it doesn't matter, because these politicians that get elected, they don't do what they say they're going to do for the people that voted for them. They might give you a little bone. They might throw you a bone for a few things. But when it comes to the really foundational changes that need to occur in order to eliminate corruption, they're not going to do it. It doesn't matter if they're red or blue. And people are still part of, they're still mentally stuck in this loop of the two-party paradigm, the two-party system. They're still stuck in believing in that as if it's real at this point. If you can't see past the fact that it doesn't fucking matter, and that we have to come together and take responsibility to actually change things, you're basically, that's how they get us. That's how they incapacitate us, or that's how they pacify us and make us docile, and, you know, that's how they disarm us, is through illusion of a two-party system. And so for me, it's like, yes, it's crazy as shit that we have these satanic pedophiles and foreign governments that are ruling our nation. That's crazy. But you know what's even crazier than that? It's crazy that hundreds of millions of people are not doing anything about it. like that we're not taking real action. Yes, there's people that do things about it, but like it's crazy that we're not all coming together right now and saying like, no more of this stuff. We've had enough. We ain't having it anymore. Like, it's crazy to me that it's like you got to fight for your rights, basically. And people are just no longer fighting anymore. They're giving up. And it's because they keep living in this, they're stuck in this loop of thinking that some politician's going to save them, this hero of theirs. They idolize them. They put them on the levels of, or messiahs, even. And that's crazy. That's crazy. But like I said, it's more crazy to me that we're not doing anything to really change anything about it. That we're not really like coming together and saying, fuck no, this isn't happening anymore. And actually like making them like face consequences. Like, because there are ways that we can make them face consequences for this. But we're not doing it because I think we're stuck in a box of thinking legally, right? We're trying to play the game fair. But these people don't play fair. So you're like, we're playing checkers and they're playing chess, right? So how do we change this? It starts on an individual level. Each one of us knows that we could do something about it. And it starts with your voice. Your voice is so powerful. Like, your voice is literally like more powerful than a gun or a bullet. Yes, a gun and a bullet can take out your voice, but your voice can supersede the damage of what a bullet may do to muffle that voice, because it's a frequency, it's a wave that goes, and it's like a whale that splashes its fins into the water or whatever, and it creates this huge wave through the collective consciousness of humanity. Just by speaking your voice, me speaking my voice, whether it gets muffled or not, it's still powerful. But if we don't speak our voice and we just stay stuck in apathy, then we allow them to take control completely. And for a lot of us, we're burnt out, right? We're burnt out on the monotony of modern life and all the endless checklists of things you have to do and responsibilities you have that you never asked for. And it's not all bad, but I mean, let's be real. A lot of us are burnt out and won't admit it either, which is similar to addiction, where you go back to whatever vice of yours you have and you allow it to rule your life, but you deny that you have a problem, right? And say, well, I don't have a problem. I could change whenever I want. But then, years go by and you're still really hooked to this thing, and you find yourself like not being able to feel satisfied or at peace without that vice. It's the same exact thing with burnout. It's this addiction to, I guess, work, right? It's this addiction to utilizing physical distractions and justifying it. And some of it is justified, but then none of it's like, you're stifling your creativity. You're stifling your creativity. You're blocking your purpose in many ways, because for a lot of us, our purpose is connected. It's similar, right? It's very similar, because we all have the same needs. And because we have all the same needs, when those needs aren't getting met on a mass scale from individual to individual, then it's like, yeah, we actually all have a similar purpose, which is to safeguard a free life and to bring stability and healing to our families, ourselves, our community, our nation, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, it starts with you.